I caught my wife. Cheating and left without a word. Ethan had never been a man of confrontation. He believed in actions over words, in trust over suspicion. For 10 years, he had loved Olivia with everything he had. Through their struggles, through their joys, through every quiet, ordinary moment that made a marriage feel unbreakable. But love, he learned that night, could be shattered in a matter of seconds. His flight had been canceled due to a storm, leaving him with an unplanned early return home. As he pulled into the driveway, he noticed something odd. Olivia's car was there, even though she had mentioned plans to go out with friends. The house was dimly lit, and a faint glow flickered from the upstairs window. Something felt off. As he stepped inside, he was immediately greeted by a strange scent. Cologne, musky, and unfamiliar. His stomach tightened, his heartbeat quickened. His mind scrambled for explanations, even as his instincts already whispered the truth. Moving quietly, he ascended the stairs, each step feeling heavier than the last. The bedroom door was slightly ajar, just enough for him to see inside. And there she was, his wife, the woman he had promised forever to, lay in bed, tangled in the arms of another man. Their bodies were wrapped together, oblivious to his presence. Laughter filled the air, soft and intimate, the kind that used to be reserved for him. Time stood still. 1,000 thoughts flooded his mind. The late nights, the sudden secrecy with her phone, the way she had been distant, yet strangely happier. The signs had been there, but he had ignored them. He had trusted her. And now, that trust lay in ruins. Ethan could have screamed. He could have stormed in, thrown punches, demanded answers. But what would be the point? The betrayal was right in front of him. Nothing she could say would undo what he had seen. Instead, a strange calm settled over him. He turned away, his mind already made up. Moving with an eerie silence, he walked down the stairs and into their shared home, the place they had built together, now nothing more than a shell of broken promises. He grabbed a small duffel bag from the closet and packed only the essentials. A few clothes, his phone, his wallet. He didn't take much, just enough to leave and never look back. Before walking out the door, he stopped by the kitchen counter. He reached for a notepad, tore off a small piece of paper, and wrote just 2 words. "I know." He placed the note where he knew she would see it. No explanations, no arguments, no dramatic farewell, just the crushing weight of silence. Then, without a glance back, he walked out the door. Olivia woke up in the middle of the night, stretching lazily, still basking in the warmth of her lover. The sheets felt soft, the room filled with a quiet stillness, until she turned and saw the empty space beside her. Frowning, she reached for her phone. A missed call from Ethan. Strange. He wasn't supposed to be home yet. Sliding out of bed, she wrapped herself in a robe and tiptoed downstairs. But the moment she stepped into the kitchen, her heart dropped. The note. Her breath hitched as she picked it up, her fingers trembling. The simplicity of it, the starkness of those 2 words, sent a chill through her body. He knew. Panic set in. She checked her phone. No messages, no calls. She ran to the closet. His clothes were gone. His car keys were missing from the counter. She tried calling him, straight to voicemail. Again, voicemail. A sickening realization crept in. He was gone. And worse, he hadn't even given her a chance to explain, to justify, to beg for forgiveness. He had simply left. The silence was unbearable. She crumpled onto the kitchen floor, gripping the note in her shaking hands. She had expected anger, a fight, maybe even forgiveness. But she hadn't expected this. He hadn't even said goodbye. And somehow, that hurt more than anything else.